I've mentioned SwitchMan doesn't have Sonoff DIY, so you know this would happen. Hey guys, it took me about 10 minutes after completing my review of the SwitchMan, which you can watch in here and see what is capable using ENQUIRIES app, to actually Tasmotize it and make it mine. But before we get started, just note that the instructions might be slightly different for different gang versions, as I'm going to explain during my guide. So without further ado, let's take it to the bench. If this is your first time flashing Tasmota on an ESP based device, don't worry, it's not that complicated. There's going to be a couple of tools that you're going to need. First, you are going to need FTD flasher, something to connect your computer via USB to, well, the device you want to flash. I'm going to link the one I'm using in the description. It's quite handy, so if you don't have it or yours a bit crap, then use that link. Second of all, you might want to use a soldering iron. I'm using TS80P, which I also coincidentally reviewed in a video in the corner, but it is possible just simply taking the cables, jamming into the header's hole and hoping for the best. I've heard about the trick that you can actually thread a fishing line to make a snug fit so they don't pop out on their own, but your mileage may vary. Lastly, completely not mandatory, but I need to make money somehow, I'd recommend you this awesome screwdriver, which is a total overkill for this situation because we only have to deal with 2 screws, but it's cool nonetheless. Review is there and you should treat yourself this Christmas. Prior to flashing, I actually spent some time locating different pads on the PCB and trying to figure out where they connect on ESP using the datasheet, and I figured out the basic layout that I should be working with. After a couple of trials and errors, I came to a final conclusion for this particular device, which obviously you can just copy and paste it and save yourself some time. Bear in mind that there are some issues with LED dimming. And while the LED dimming is working, you'll see the slider I can use to dim the LEDs of this switch. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to configure the Wi-Fi link signal. Whatever I was doing, it wasn't working. So if you have better ideas, do let me know, and well, I'll update this article. Pop everything open, expose the PCB and locate the header. The header will consist everything you need. Now, there are a couple of differences in here. I have a 2-gang switch, which means my GPIO 0 isn't an actual button and isn't connected. We're gonna need that to short it to ground when we're powering up our PCB to put it in the flash mode. Now, if you have a 3-gang version, then there is a button that you can press. I think it's a 2nd relay or 3rd relay, I'm not 100% sure, but one of these buttons will work, so press all of them at the same time and you'll definitely get into boot. And the single gang might be on the GPIO 0, but I don't have a device with me to confirm this, so well, it's gonna be down to testing. But anyway, all you have to do, the header is exposed for GPIO 00, short it to ground, and then apply some power using the FTD only. Do not connect this to mains, please. Now that you have everything connected, go to your computer, and unfortunately we cannot use Tasmotizer, even though it's an awesome and easy tool to work with. We have to fall back on something that is capable of flashing ESP32s, and in this case we're gonna use ESP Flasher tool. Simple enough, works a treat, even though you cannot configure it in the same way as you do with Tasmotizer for ESP8266. Next up, you'll have to download Tasmota 32 from the GitHub repository, and once you've got that bin file, this is what we're going to be flashing. And if you want to have a backup, then you probably want to use ESP tools to back it up. I have a separate tutorial on that on my channel, so look for that if you think you'll ever go back. I won't, so I'm going straight in. All headers should be connected to your FTD flasher in the way shown on the screen. So when you're ready, just ground the GPIO 0 and plug your USB to start the process. You don't have to hold the ground forever, only 1 second do. After that you can just ignore GPIO 0 and start the flashing procedure. It's only gonna take about a minute or 2. Disconnect everything, put the device back together, connect it to power properly, and it will create a Wi-Fi SSID that you should connect to. Once linked with the Wi-Fi, connect to the web server, which is going to be located at 192.168.4 1, and you'll be able to enter your Wi-Fi credentials, then use a Think or similar app to locate your device on the network. Obviously, you're gonna say Tasmota something in your host name. When you reach the web interface, hit the device configuration, go to templates and paste your template, activate it, and you'll be ready for action. Now, I already have a complete startup guide how to use the Tasmota, how to take advantage of MQTT and REST. So hit that video if you're not sure what to do next, but I'll assume that you pretty much know what you're doing from now on. Now, if you're interested in more of switches and the tools I've used in these videos, I'm going to include them in the description of this video, guys. As for now, guys, enjoy your Tasmotized device. I hope you're gonna come for more interesting tutorials to my website on my YouTube channel, and I'll see you pretty soon. Just bear in mind, I do not have a posting schedule, so my videos are scattered randomly at any given time and date. So you know how YouTube tools are working, you can keep track on that. But if you want to leave me a comment or link to something interesting, use the social media instead, because YouTube likes to filter out those comments and I can't access them. Sorry. Right, hope you enjoyed that short guide, and see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.